Heat is rising, and quite literally in Melbourne. As a result, on the second day of the year's first Grand Slam, the Australian Open, several matches had to be cancelled. Temperature rose to as much as 37 degrees Celsius, which affected a lot of players. Play was suspended between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. in Melbourne. It resumed after temperature went down considerably. This is not unusual when it comes to Australian Open. Year on year, we have seen suspension of play because of heat. But lately, since 2019, the Australian Open organizers have come up with a heat stress scale. And what does it measure? It measures temperature in shade, wind speed and humidity. And once it is known to be oppressive is when the matches are suspended. There is a scale of 1 to 5, and at 5 the matches are all suspended. Now, how is it measured? It is measured with a scale across the precincts of Australian Open, all the sports precincts of Australian Open. When it touches 5, play has to be suspended, and that's exactly what happened today. But as far as the courts are concerned, where there is a roof like the Margaret Court Arena, like the Rod Laver Arena, play could go on. As many as 9 matches had to be suspended today because of the weather conditions, and it wasn't just heat, but there was storm as well. Melbourne's 4 seasons a day weather kicked in, and there was storm towards latter half of the day. Rain came down heavily, and as a result the courts had to be once again emptied after 8 p.m. Melbourne time. It was a frustrating day for the players. It was a stop-start day. It was a frustrating day for the fans too. British number 3 Dan Evans was affected by this stop-start exercise, and so was his compatriot Andy Murray. World number 4 Caroline Garcia spoke about how it was very hot outside, and she just couldn't go around after her match. She had to go to a coffee shop and rest. So the players were trying to stay indoors as much as possible. Despite the weather conditions, about 37,000 people went through the gates of Australian Open of the Melbourne Park. In fact, on day 2 of the tournament, more is expected to visit over the course of the next few days. But I must tell our viewers that despite all that happened, the spectators who had come into the Melbourne Park, and particularly to the Rod Laver Arena, expecting the return of Novak Djokovic, did not miss that spectacle. Djokovic returned after a year's break. He was not allowed to play the tournament last year because of his stance towards vaccination. He's come back now, one of the hot favorites to win this year's tournament despite the injury, and the fans will be waiting to see how far he goes into the tournament. So far as the heat and humid conditions are concerned, they are expected to impact the tournament as it goes deeper in this year.